Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, September 10th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern. And the time keeps going faster. There's a great hidden secret to finding bliss in our lifetime. And it really does boil down to one simple thing. What is it going to take for us to keep our minds focused on what we want and off of what we don't want? Most of us spend a lot of our time, the majority of our time, focusing on what we don't want instead of what we do want. And I don't think a lot of us are, I just don't think we think about that. It's just automatic. We're constantly talking to ourselves and saying, I don't want this, and I don't want that, and I don't want this, and I don't want that. I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to take place. So the longer we can hold our attention on the feeling of bliss, the more often bliss-filled experiences will be created into reality, manifest into our world. And it's interesting because bliss is always found in the last place that any of us would think to look. And that's the reason why so many of us, very few of us, ever discover it. And the greatest thing of all is that this awesome experience can be found, guess where? Within you right now. And you don't have to do anything or go anywhere else to find it. And this is where the greatest bliss, which is within each and every one of us, is found in that place which has no boundaries, no rules, no fears, no personal agendas or agreements with anyone. It simply appreciates everyone and everything exactly as it is. And it unconditionally loves and accepts life as it is. How many of us spend a lot of time reviewing how we don't like our lives and what's wrong with them? And they got to be better. And we literally ignore the fact of being absolutely in gratitude for the now of our lives. It is always in a state of total appreciation, this bliss within us. And it comes from a love that is always abundant, generous giving of itself, and effortlessly feeling the natural positivity of life. It is a selfless love that is this bliss. It is not perpetually desiring this or that, but rather is perpetually giving itself away. Now, with all that said, the intrinsic value that we receive through tasting even just a few seconds of bliss is absolutely so spectacular and amazing that it's not something you can even put into words. Now, if the state of ecstatic bliss feels too intangible and otherworldly to grasp because we have too many real life issues in the way such as paying off our debt, bills, health issues, car problems, childhood trauma, or just showing up on time for work. Please do not be concerned, because there are steps we all can take to uncover this divinely magical energy inside of each and every one of us. Bliss is a state of mind that is instantly found when we fully released what was once tight or heavy inside ourselves. shift into a constant state of expansion and joy. And I think a lot of us kind of know this. Bliss is a state of mind. And everything is in us. Everything. And it's so frustrating sometimes that so many of us are constantly looking outside for everything that's inside. There's so many of us never discover it. We're too wrapped up in the exterior world. I believe that we all know that the spiritual path is the path of lightness, where our main job is to welcome each experience of life. Then go beyond every thought, desire and judgment, sensation and experience that passes through us. It's going beyond every thought, desire, judgment, sensation, experience that passes through us. Now, believe it or not, we, to ourselves, signed up to have major blissful feelings in this life. We wouldn't be reading or learning anything if that wasn't the case. It's as if each of us have been in training, carrying a load of rocks in our backpack up a treacherous mountain, or a yoke with a bucket of water on each side of it. And we're able to get to unload this weight, all of it, and enjoy the journey back home. The heavy negative life experiences we've had in the past were just so that it could have the experience of letting them go and feel the pure lightness, weightlessness, and joy that comes when they are gone. You ever done that? Have you ever put carried a heavy weight on, like your back or backpack or something, and you're out camping or hiking or trailing, and you've had it on yourself for quite a while, and when you take it off, you feel like you're going to shoot up in the air because you feel so light. Imagine that feeling is always inside of you, but very few tap into it. Our inner bliss, all of us, can be revealed in a matter of minutes if we're willing to do some deep self-exploration and let go of everything that is weighing heavy on our minds. And when we deeply let go of any lofty or lowly ideas about our life's purpose or personal agenda, and we have released that all too critical mindset about ourselves, the mind instantly becomes lighter and more free. So this expansive, spacious mind is the only welcome mat that can handle this infinitely expanding, happy, loving feeling. So when our minds are truly empty, truly empty, the universe takes this as a sign that we're ready to receive this divine experience and graces us with bliss. And through this meditation, bring this in deep and visualize it, not only for yourselves, but for everyone. And there's certain steps, you can call them secret or unknown steps, that will empower us to find bliss wherever we are. No matter who we think we are or what life situation we may be in. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And step one, accept yourself as you are. Accept yourself as you are. If you want to find the greatest divine bliss inside you tonight, the first and perhaps the most important step is to start with accepting yourself and your life exactly the way it is right now. I'm not saying that's an easy one. Don't think about what you need to change, improve, and get rid of to make you or your life better. Just start with accepting everything inside you exactly the way it is. Exactly the way it is. And know that within this feeling of self-acceptance is self-love, which is the greatest gift you can give you. Do you love you? Seriously, do you love you? How are you going to love anything or anyone else outside yourself if you don't love you? And by deeply accepting yourself, it becomes easy to slip into appreciating yourself. You ever said that and meant it through the heart-mind? Jim, I really appreciate you. Jane, I really appreciate you. And really, and feel it through the heart-mind. It's amazing. You know, other people will say they appreciate you. But when was the last time you said to yourself that you truly, deeply appreciate yourself? And then you begin to see all your opportunities for growth or problems as exciting adventures to explore rather than to run from. You kind of picture it as flipping on the self-acceptance switch. As often as you can will light the pathway to bliss as the love you let in will advance your soul light years on your inner world. Of all things, for all of us, it goes right to self-acceptance. It is the first essential key to get your happy engine spinning and start blasting open the door to bliss inside. Step 2, release your addiction to suffering. Release your addiction to suffering. Now, whether any of us want to admit it or not, on some unconscious level, some part of us is addicted to suffering. Now, addiction may be a strong word, yet it is essential to see the repetitive patterns we've created within ourselves that creates perpetual struggle, strife, mental, emotional challenges on our inner world. Now, the thoughts that our minds constantly are thinking about and can never find peace with are our biggest addictions to suffering. The thoughts that our minds constantly think about and can never find peace with are our biggest addictions in suffering. Worries, fears, insecurities, judgments create a majority of the internal battles and self-sabotaging patterns that we can experience hourly. And these suffering habits tend to be very sneaky with all of us. Very sneaky. And are often the main reason why most of us believe that we cannot enter this ideal state of bliss. And once we've looked inside ourselves, we come to know ourselves and identify that our habit is that we can transcend it. So we identify what our habit is, and we can transcend it. And so the moment that we do, we'll find ourselves slipping down the slope of joy. And oh, what a ride it is. Something you may find interesting, and I think most of us know this, is that 99% of our worries never come true. And the ones that were created into reality, manifested, were karmically unavoidable. Now, some people believe that worrying is praying for what you don't want. Worrying is praying for what you don't want. And basically, it's just negative thinking about the future. The worrying habit is often the hardest habit for us to overcome. Yet, can be easily transcended once our minds stop believing that holding on to these vital concerns are key ingredients to maintaining a successful life. And once we are conscious in each moment, and that each one of our thoughts manifests, create reality into our life, we can only think positively about ourselves, the future, and we start to feel like a living, breathing success. And as we realize how this habit is merely an unconscious addiction that keeps ourselves powerless and irresponsible for our divine manifesting power within, we will completely release this pattern of suffering and try out something new. And third step, release your attachment to being happy. All I want to be is happy. That's all I've ever wanted, is to be happy. Release your attachment to being happy. Many of us may not realize how much suffering is created by being attached to having to always be happy and doing things that make you happy. Now, have you ever thought of this? What would happen if no action, event, person, or thing in your outer world created happiness for you anymore? What would happen? What would happen if no action, event, person, or thing in your outer world created happiness for you anymore? Where would you find happiness? What would you do? And the key to finding real joy is never in anything out there. Especially all your ideas about how your life should unfold. And the greatest secret to finding happiness is diving into your inner world and finding total peace with the real you. And when you are no longer attached to anything or anyone in the world, in the outer world, making you happy, you take the reins back on your life, and you can find pure joy inside your soul wherever you are. One major element for us to unleashing the immense joy inside of us is learning how to relax our body deeply and completely while maintaining present moment awareness. This means your body is relaxed, yet your mind is vigilantly alert and watching what is showing up without getting identified. Now, simply take a few minutes, stop doing those things you think will one day make you happy, and just practice relaxing your body completely. This is what we do in this meditation every day. Try it. Rest fully into the very center of your heart, letting go into the very center of your being, and you'll find total equanimity in your mind. It is a law of nature that we cannot live in worry. How many of you knew that? It is a law of nature that we cannot live in worry, negativity, or fear when our body is physically at peace. This is something for all of you, all of us, to understand this. Because if you think you're at peace physically, your body is physically at peace. You cannot live in worry, negativity, or fear. It doesn't exist when you are physically at peace. When every tiny muscle is relaxed and completely still, every concern, every fear, worry, and negative thought will have disappeared from your mind. Now, the mind and the body behave as one unit. And when your body is at peace, you will instantly drop any attachment you have to how your life should be, or how your friends, family, work, money, and all those things which are responsible for making you happy. More any of us can master the experience of living in a relaxed body 24 hours a day, the more impossible it becomes to getting attached to anything in the outer world for making you happy. When you start to abide in this divine infinite realm of loving energy, because that's what we're all in, inside of us, you'll wonder, why were you ever searching for it out there? Why? The day each of us discover this profound inner peace, in the most stressful, boring, or ordinary situations in our lives, we'll become a huge ball of peace, love, joy, and bliss. We will, each of us. A huge ball of peace, love, joy, and bliss. Step 4, let go of the mind's perpetual efforting. And when you have completely stopped making any effort to resist negative thinking, any effort to resist negative thinking, and released that unending push towards positive thinking, that is the same day that bliss will find you. Let go of your mind's perpetual efforting. And when you have completely stopped making any effort to resist negative thinking and released that unending push that we have towards positive thinking, that is the same day that bliss will find each and every one of us. When we can sit back and watch our minds without being involved at all, at all, at all. Eventually in time, it will give up its perpetual struggle by making the simple choice to back off from your inner thinker and step back below or behind these thoughts. You will become the overriding master of your mind. Isn't it ironic? Yet the bliss we are all seeking first initiated through the mind's imagination, yet is truly discovered when we let go of the mind completely. The lightest and highest feeling of bliss cannot be found through forming any one thought or belief with your mind. That would narrow and squeeze your mind's experience of life even tighter, like caffeine does, and not allow these cosmic blissful sensations the room they need to enter. True bliss is only found through divine openness and receptivity. And when each of us are 100% free from all the ridiculous efforting of the mind, having no attachments to any agenda it forms, no attachments to any desires or disposition, we will fall into a deeply relaxed and sweet, heavenly, trusting space with life, and bliss will take over each and every one of us. There are moments in every single one of our lives where we get a glimpse of this succulent, spacious, peaceful place inside our minds. Yet, we notice that in this space, the mind is nowhere to be found, and we feel even more conscious, alive, aware, and awake. This is the experience of our very essence, our innermost nature, the soul that we all are. And the feeling is so pleasant that we don't care to form any desire or agenda, for that would create too much pain. And this is a spacious place, and it is where where real freedom abides. And it allows us to be free of the mind, moving backwards or forwards in time. Because when we're in bliss, we have no fear, we have no worries, or any memories to deal with. And when this grounded spaciousness finds us, we will be arriving in the beloved land of bliss. It is an experience that is meant for us who are ready and willing to be touched by the divine. In step 5, quiet your mind and completely be still. When you have fully emptied your inner container of plans, agendas, fears, worries, concerns, and positive thinking, your brain may not know what to do with itself. It will most likely try to reform some random idea to hold on to give it some stability. So when your body is deeply relaxed and your mind is truly empty, make the golden pillar of your life total silence and stillness. And when you reach the mountain peak of consciousness, everything is divinely still. And these profoundly quiet moments within instantly pave fresh, new neuronal pathways in your brain for having many more blissed out experiences of life. And to arrive at complete stillness, this is something that we should choose to embrace. It takes outrageous courage to arrive at complete stillness. It takes outrageous courage. And we must have vigilance with the mind. The strength to hold on to stillness when we cannot, and the trust to let go of the process all at the same time. The strength to hold on to stillness when we cannot, and the trust to let go of the process all at the same time. And by deeply trusting everything that shows up, when you venture into the unknown empty zone of no mind, this totally quiet and profound stillness will pour into you. And the more time we all spend in stillness, then the bliss has to come, our ordinary mode of operation. And the first time it happens, we will be able to handle it for a few practice, we will get better at it. And when we can hang on for a few hours in this cosmic space, it will totally alter our lives and everybody else's life that you know forever in the most positive ways. And as each of us discover that our real work here on Earth Gaia Arya is not out there, yet finding the pathway to bliss within, all these steps I've shared with you will naturally unfold for you. The greatest experience of our lifetime is being filled with bliss all day and all night long. So it is up to each and every one of us to open our minds to this possibility. Follow these directions I've just shared, and you'll soon find it start seeping in. And the experience of complete bliss is our soul's destiny. Why would any of us make up ridiculous reasons that we don't deserve it? Why? People do that. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be in bliss. We are a mixture of both human and divine. And so it's our divine right to own this joyous sensation. And from what I've just shared, visualize this during this meditation, and you'll see. Keep pondering over these 5 steps, and you will discover total bliss sooner than later. So if you will, go to a place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And what is the first thing? Relax our bodies. Leave the mind. Relax your body from head to toe. Go deep within, and you'll discover the bliss within. Quiet the mind. Go into deep peace, relaxation. It's within you. The body responds, head to toe, inside and out. Then you move into the now. You're not with the mind. And you move into the now in perpetual deep peace and bliss. And the now is all you have. It's all any of us have. We're not in the past. And we're not in a future that doesn't exist. And we're not worrying, stressing, and fearing about everything externally. We are in complete bliss and peace within the deepest center of our core. And that's why the now stills the mind. That's why we stay in the now, the moment. That stills the mind. It allows us to leave the mind. And it takes outrageous courage to do so. And we can choose to have vigilance with the mind and the strength to hold on to stillness when we cannot. And the trust to let go of the process all at the same time. This is deeply trusting in you. And you'll enter totally quiet, profound stillness, and it'll pour into you. Then we want to breathe. We want to breath in. How do you stay in the now? You breathe. You focus on your breathing. You breath in. You breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Oftentimes I have people say, well, how do I know I'm still in the now? If you're focusing on your breathing, you're in the now. And our breath is divine positive energy. Why is it so special? Why is it divine positive energy? Because it sustains the body which holds the God. Why? How could it not be divine? And then we have the relaxed body. And we're not in stress, worry, and fear. And we've left the mind alone. And it takes tremendous courage. In fact, outrageous courage. So we take this divine positive energy, and we move it up with our God energy, our chi, our prana. And this goes up through 7 energy vortexes known as chakras. These are all colored wheels of light. We visualize this as we move it, starting with the root chakra, the Muladhara. This is the red wheel of light. All of these look like flowers. They're all different. And each one has a geometrical shape within it, with a center. Our root chakra represents as our foundation and feeling of being grounded. It's at the base of our spine in the tailbone area. The emotional connections are survival issues such as financial independence, money, and food. Physical associations, spine, rectum, legs, arm, and circulatory system. Remember, you're not in the mind. You're not in the mind right now. Then we move to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadhisthana. This is our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It's located in our lower abdomen about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. Emotional connections, sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality. Our physical connections are reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, and immune system. Then we move this God energy, this divine positive energy, our breath, to our solar plexus, our Manipura. This is our solar plexus chakra. It's the ability to be confident in control of our lives. It's the upper abdomen in the stomach area. Emotional connections are self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. And physical association, central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, skin. And then we move to the emerald green wheel of light, the heart chakra, the Anahata. It's our ability to love. It, of course, is at the center of the chest, just above the heart. The emotional issues, love, joy, inner peace. The physical association, heart, thymus, lower lungs, circulatory system, immune system. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the Vishuddha, the throat chakra. It's our ability to communicate. It's in our throat. Communication, emotional issues or communication, self-expression of feelings, the truth. Physical association, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we move to the Ajna, the third eye chakra, the indigo wheel of light. It's our ability to focus on and see the big picture. It's located on our forehead between the eyes. Is also call it the brow chakra. Our emotional connections, our intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. Physical association or pituitary gland, eyes and sinuses. Then we move to the violet wheel of light, the Sahasrara. This is the crown chakra. This highest chakra represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. It's at the very top of our head. Emotional connections, inner and outer beauty. Our connection to spirituality and pure bliss. Physical connection or association, our pineal gland, our brain, our nervous system. Now visualize all of this as you bring this power up through the center of you. And you hold it at the top of the head, and just a little bit back. And in that moment, you hold that power. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief moment, you compress and condense it into pure liquid energy. It's omnipotently powerful. It's immeasurable. And you release it over your pineal gland. Now, you can view the pineal gland. You may see it as a pine cone, a raisin, or a prune, or whatever. I view it as a rosebud. And I see it, as I release this liquid energy over it, it immediately goes into full bloom. Eternal, wonderful, beautiful fragrance. Multicolored petals. Vibrating waves of connection out. It is the gateway to all the particles of existence. It is the gateway to pure consciousness, to the God. And it is the gateway to beyond. It's very important to us in these bodies while we're in them that it's fully functioning and healthy. And it opens up all the gateways effortlessly. And it gives us the ability to enter them at will. We're also aware, we're all consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And you're not in the mind. You're in your heart center. Move into deep bliss and peace. We have a merging that goes with us, each of us. The God, the body, the higher self, the spirit, the soul, the pure consciousness, all of that becomes one. So we are heaven walking on the surface of this planet. This is the paradise. The bliss within all of us is the paradise. To sustain and be with that bliss always is the direction, is our commitment. And we all have outrageous courage to complete this. We have others with us, the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. It's a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But I will share that you all meet them because they love meeting us and they love interacting with us and they love us. They love themselves. You'll know when you meet one. You may not identify with it immediately, but you will later. And it is always a blissful experience. As many as 50, 60,000 of them can surround any one of us at any one time. It's because of their vibrational frequency, they can house a large number in a small area. We have the Ascended Masters. The archangels are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We have Ascended Masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Hell and Thought, many, many, many more. These are those who have mastered ascension out of body and hold pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into body to experience physical form. They have mastered, we are mastering. Does that make either of us any more omnipotent than the other? No. Now, the three groups of us, all of us, are desiring to call out to all the rest of us. the different facets and reflections of all of us in deep eternal love and gratitude. So we reach out to all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of Gugaplexes from every direction. They are with us now. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All of these civilizations and species, many, many, many. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, and only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light. And we're only familiar with a handful of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. The ones we are somewhat familiar with, and which includes all the levels and species of each civilization, or the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, Zeta Reticuli, Feline, the Greys, the Nords, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, many, many, many more. And all of us being consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We could not be assembled here. Our frequencies are high. They're not in the mind. We are in the heart. We are in deep peace and bliss. They've been assisting us in our evolution, in our ascension, our enlightenment, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime, and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. And only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of the circle of light. And they come in the billions. And they are with us now. We call out to all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, this meditation of forming the circle of light. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of this circle of light. Now, they come in the trillions, shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, of which we've only seen 1% of. And just to name a few of the ones that we are familiar with somewhat are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the trees, the trolls, the dwarves, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire ether, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And they come in the trillions, and they are with us now. And all of us are gathered. And all of us are not in the mind. We have left the mind. We are in the heart mind. We are in deep bliss and peace. We are in total stillness. All of our gods together, arm in arm, hand in hand, we form a massive circle of light. We are in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of the mind. Gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness. Bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. We're all one. We're all God. And we're all love. And our God-light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. And this circle of light that we formed is the God-light energy in the core of our existence within these bodies. It is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of space. It would take over 1 billion suns in this solar system to come close to its brilliance. This is purest of the purest, deepest, highest eternal love, and it's flooding all of us, head to toe, inside and out, effortlessly, everywhere. And it continues and spreads eternally. Everything and everything. You can feel the warmth and embrace of it. And as we sit at the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia Arya, we begin to levitate up above the planet as this circle of light. And as we levitate up, we're met with this massive gossamer field that's everywhere. It's a sea of glitter. Are all these little tiny reflective mirrors reflecting all of us, all the aspects of all of us gathered in this meditation, the liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia Arya, in this now. And there's endless, vibrant colors of lights reflecting all of us gathered here. And we are met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us that we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column that reminds each and every one of us of our omnipotent power, our strength, and our resolve, and our courage, and our commitment to the bliss within us. We are then met with the white fire. This column reminds each and every one of us that all of us are imbued head to toe, inside and out, with this white fire armor. It is impenetrable. It cannot be breached from any external authority, any power externally, any, period. We are protected 24/7, but only you have the power that if you choose to lower your vibrational frequencies low enough, you will create a breach in your white fire armor. That breach will be large enough to allow all the lower dark matter frequencies and lower survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. If you do decide to do this, you are then met with the purple transmuting flame. This column reminds you that you can bring in the purple transmuting flame. You can transmute these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. You're then met with the violet ray. This column reminds you that you can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame, and you can literally purify, cleanse, restore the great vibrational harmony of the deep eternal love that you are, sealing the breach. We are then met with a golden white pink light. This is the column that reminds each and every one of us of the love that we are made of and from, of the bliss and joy that we are. And we are not in the mind. We are in the heart. And we are in stillness. And we are in bliss. We have no attachments to any of the externalities of this existence. Only within. You see it in sunsets on this planet. You see it in the sunrises. You see it in rainbows, in the skies, the clouds, the forests, the oceans, everywhere. We are such in awe of the love that we are. And this is a reminder to all of us that that's what we are. That's what all of us truly are. Deep within us, we hold love. We are love. We are bliss and we are joy. And we are in bliss. And we choose to be in bliss 24/7. And we lead with the mind alone. We continue to levitate above this planet Gaia, Arya, Earth. And as we do, some of us decide to step out of our physical forms and hover effortlessly above them. And as we do this, we come across this massive column, crystalline light tower that we created. And it is larger than this solar system. And so it's very easy to see inside of it. We see this massive aura, and it is in trillions of multicolors. The center is a warm golden white light, and it harmonizes out effortlessly. These beautiful waves saturate, flood, and bathe each and every one of us, all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest supreme value in the universes. And it does this eternally, perpetually. It never fades. It continues to intensify and expand. On and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, and this circle of light. Now at the top of it, we designed it so that the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees eternally. And this golden ocean is pure, deep, eternal love. It is bliss. It is joy. It is happiness, all within each of us. This flooding golden ocean saturates, floods, and bathes us all inside and out, head to toe. So we're able to open the door to the bliss that we are. And we are not in the mind. And we have stilled the mind. And we have found the bliss within. And we maintain that bliss. Not briefly, but eventually always. You, each and every one of us, are droplets of that golden ocean. And each of us hold the essence of that golden ocean. When we continue to move upward, and as we do, we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It holds well over 900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. All of us. The Googleplexes, the trillions and billions that are assembled here right now. And this floods us with pure, eternal, deep love, bliss, joy, peace, abundance, prosperity. And there are no worries, there are no attachments, and there's no expectations, because we've moved within and beyond those. We have left the mind. We are in total stillness and peace. This is why this meditative sphere continues to intensify and continues to expand every single day. And this is why it can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It floods all of our brothers and sisters, inside and out, head to toe, everything and everything. It is eternal, as we are. Visualize all of this in the stillness and in the peace and the bliss that you are currently in, within you. I'll join you in meditation. I'll return to close this out. visualize yourselves reaching the mountain peak of consciousness. Everything is divinely still. See through the heart-mind these profoundly quiet moments within instantly pave fresh new neuronal pathways in your brains for having many more blissed out experiences of this life. You exemplify outrageous courage. You have vigilance with the mind. You have the strength to hold on to stillness when you cannot. And you trust to let go of the process all at the same time. You venture into the unknown empty zone of no mind. This is totally quiet and profound stillness will pour into you. The more time each of us in this shifting time that we spend in stillness, then bliss has become our ordinary mode of operation. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening, into the night, and into the following morning. We will be back here at 3 p.m. Eastern, Friday, September 11th, to continue our global guided meditation